y'all with us tonight. Thanks so much for joining us here on Fox 11.
Tuition rate hikes of 5% in the spring, 10% in the fall of 2011. That's what the Cal State Finance Committee approved today, with the full Board of Trustees on track to approve tomorrow.
Susan has more.
It's clear no one here truly wants to raise tuition. Everybody over there quite sympathetic to the students who passionately spoke.
With the recent 5% fee increase in 2010, I am no longer able to afford my education. And now I hear another 5% tuition increase, plus an additional 10% increase next year. I see myself nowhere near being able to afford going back to a CSU that promised affordable education. As a student, I resent paying increasing fees for decreasing academic awareness and consideration.
But the grit fact remains. Money in is far less than money out. Cal State suffers with a $300 million drop in state funding.
We are pulling out every stop that we can to persuade lawmakers and the governor, and we'll continue to do that, of the need for these funds. But the money doesn't grow on trees.
We've reduced our annual travel expenditures across the system by about $10 million. We've held employee salaries level for the last 3 years.
The students followed procedures. They had their opportunity to speak. They went out to get some signs, but it's at this point security has said they're not allowed back in. The students opted to keep the sign. Loud chants didn't persuade security to let them into the boardroom, nor keep the Committee on Finance from voting for the tuition hike. The formal vote on the tuition hikes will come tomorrow, but it's pretty clear here. They're a fait accompli.
All right, joining us now is Michelle Santizo. She's a student you saw in the story, a nursing student at Cal State Fullerton, who says she is going to have to quit school because of the hikes. And also joining us is fellow student Chirag Bhakta, who, along with Michelle, was at the meeting today at Cal State Long Beach protesting the hikes. Okay, Chirag, tell me, why were you protesting? What were you trying to get across to the trustees?
Well, we wanted to let them know that it's not okay for them to continue to have tuition hikes every other semester without actually improving the quality of our education, especially in this economic downturn, where students struggle even to find part-time or even full-time jobs to pay for the base tuition, let alone the increase.
So you're expecting them to take cuts instead of passing that on to you?
Yeah, or perhaps asking the legislator for more money, or maybe, taxing local companies like that measure they had to increase funding for the CSU, and in turn investing for California's future.
Michelle, you work all your entire scholastic career to get to college, to do a good job. How does this make you feel that this is going on? You may not have an opportunity to go to college.
Yeah, this is really frustrating for me, just because CSU promised affordable education for all, and now I'm forced to drop out my last semester. I won't be able to continue 2 classes that will get me into nursing school. So I'm going to have to go to a community college, which I'm not down talking community college, but again, CSU is supposed to be affordable education for all, and I won't be able to.
Is it slower if you go to a community college, or can you go at the same pace? And I hear it's hard to get into those classes, too.
Yeah, it's definitely tough to get into the community colleges, just because you have to have enough units to go into community college, and I don't have any units at community college. I have my units at Cal State Fullerton.
What about you, Chirag? What kind of position are you in now?
Well, I actually graduated in the spring with my history degree, but I'm now in the credential program, and I'm working to be a high school teacher, to give back all my time to public service. Now they're increasing the fees. I already have to pay extra fees because of being a graduate student. And then on top of that, the increase makes it even harder for me to pursue my dreams of giving back to the community.
What if you were in charge? What would you do?
Well, I would implore the entire state of California to perhaps reinvest in the CSU system, because we are the workforce. The UCs have a lot of research, and a lot of them are out-of-state international students. CSUs are the workforce for the entire state, and so I would ask the legislator for more money, and I wouldn't pass on the cuts to the students, because they hurt the most.
Is that where you feel it most? That you feel like you're being targeted as the only? They want you to pay for this upgrade.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, students are working hard, and they're going to school to get higher education, affordable education, and what are they getting? They're not getting anything in return. You're paying more in fees, but getting less in education. It's hard to get in classes now. Faculties are getting cuts, and then faculties are not able to teach in classes, so students are not able to get their right education.
Is technology an answer here? Are you able maybe to do something online that perhaps you can't do physically in a classroom? Is that an answer, do you think? You're dying to answer, but I'll let you answer just a second. Go ahead, Michelle.
For example,
Just an online class instead of having to go physically to school.
you know what? It works for some students to take online classes, but ultimately, one-on-one education has shown in studies that it's effective, most effective.
Okay, Chirag, you get the last word here.
Exactly like Michelle said. Online education does work for some, but the human interaction is very vital to a student's growth, to be ready to be out there, as an intellectual and as academic. You can only learn so much from a computer screen. You need the human interaction via a PhD, via a professor, via with your student colleagues with you, in order for you to grow and progress as an individual.
Well, if the future is in the hands of you two, we're in good hands, but we wish you very well. We appreciate you coming in tonight, and this is a tough situation for these students. Christine?
Yeah, sign of the times, though. From college nightmares to